What's going on, Cancer? My name is Vince. Welcome to 7D Tarot. If you are interested in scheduling your own personal reading with me, all the info you need is in the description box below. Check out my wife's channel over at Empath Tarot. And if this message resonates, like, share, and subscribe. All right, so at the end of each reading, I'm going to start answering 3 of your questions. If you would like your question featured, all you have to do is write it down in the comment section. I pinned the details there, but write your question and a short and sweet background, keyword short and sweet. And I'm going to start answering the questions in the next 4 to 5 days, but I am collecting questions as of now. I appreciate the super thanks, 1,000 kisses. I love you guys, but the questions are free to ask, so don't feel like you have to pay for the questions. I'm going to answer them freely. All right, so let's dive right in. 4 of Wands, King of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Sun. Beautiful energy here for you, Cancer. I see right now something big happening in your life. I see you connecting with someone that's going to bring out a different side of you. And I see you having a big monumental moment with them, whether this is an engagement, a proposal, whether this is just a celebration of you guys connecting. I see this happening very, very soon. I see that spirit, destiny, really the universe, divine timing is at play here. And I see that both of you have gone on this long journey of figuring out life, learning these lessons while we're here in this 3rd dimension, learning these lessons. And right now, both of you have a lot to bring to the table. You've learned these lessons solo, and now you're going to be learning a lot more lessons together. We're going to enjoy ourselves while we learn these lessons as well. But I see that now is the time for you guys to meet, because you are going to complete each other, like the yin to each other's yang. The same way my wife Alicia and I met. When we first met, you know, I was just gung-ho tiger, trying to take over the world, take over business, just so, you know, ambitious. And when I met her, she had this beautiful, calm energy to her. So, you know, go with the flow. And she was, again, she had her own business as well. At 16 years old, she literally had her own business. I thought she had a lemonade stand when she first told me. I'm like, you have your own business? Aren't you supposed to be in school? She's like, yeah, I actually do both. And she actually had a dog grooming business at a retail location. I could not believe it. But with that being said, she still showed me that even though she was business orientated, that she still had enough time to slow it down, smell the roses, still had time for her angels and guides. And this is the energy that I feel for you. I feel like whoever this person is that you're destined to meet, they seem to be a master at their finances. They seem to be someone who is a CEO of their company, or they have a very high ranking position. They own their own business. There's something going on here, but they don't seem to be financially struggling, or they seem to have that aspect of their life covered. But I do see here that they're in a position right now where they're welcoming energy to help embrace more of the spiritual side, more of the happiness side of life. And I feel like that is why you guys are meant to come together, because you are going to help them as much as they help you. You're going to open up a lot of doors for each other. And that's what life is about. You know, when you're able to pick up on each other's energy, when you're able to bring something to the table, it's a constant flow. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a partnership. It's just, you are so attractive to that person. You always want to be around them because you're always learning something from them. They're always improving your life. And that's the same thing with Alicia and I. You know, whenever I see her, she's like, oh my goodness, check out this new visualization technique I learned, or check out this new Reiki healing energy that I just figured out. It's just absolutely bonkers. I always feel like, wow, I am learning from this gal. And deep down in our DNA, it's in our subconscious to want to be around the winning team, right? Say if this was back in the day and we're in a tribe, everyone in that tribe would have to contribute. Everyone in that tribe would have to bring something to the table, right? So someone would go and hunt, someone would gather, someone would forge, someone would do this and that, build. And that's the energy that, you know, when you are able to bring something to your significant other and show them what you have to offer, that's when things change. Now, Spirit is also telling me, Cancer, is essential during this time. I do see here with that Emperor energy that there's still some toxic energy left over from a previous relationship that is still hindering there. And if you're currently in a relationship, I see your relationship getting better, when the energy is cleared of whatever it is that's residual, that's been sitting there this whole time. And this energy that I'm feeling is like you were in a relationship, things were not going so good, you were bumping heads, and now we have this preconceived notion that, you know, it is difficult being in a relationship, and there's always I feel this energy of always having to prove yourself, or always having to stand up for yourself. And I feel like it doesn't need to be like this, you know. I feel like the moment we lead the dance is when things change for us. So what would I do if I was in a relationship, for example, or if I was in a relationship that was, you know, based around more aggressive behavior, constantly, egos going at it. I'm right, you're wrong, and just trying to prove each other, outdo each other, which is really what tends to happen, right? What I would do is I would lead the dance by showing that my guard is down, by showing that I'm not there to hurt anyone. And this energy, this technique that Alicia and I use is called peripheraling the energy. What does that mean? When you have peripheral vision, you're not looking at something, but you can still see stuff moving from the sides. That's peripheral vision. Peripheraling the energy is when you are not directly looking at what that person is saying, but feeling their energy. For example, maybe that person is like, listen, I've had enough. I don't know what to do. Every time I'm around you, it's like we can't even communicate and I don't know what to do anymore. I'm sick of this. So if I would be directly looking at their energy, I'd be like, oh my goodness, they're saying it's my fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault. You see where I'm going with this? But if I peripheral the energy and I'm just like, hold up. What are they really saying here? What's the energy here? Oh, they're scared. They want us to go back to the way it once was. They're really just scared and they love me. It's just, they want us to go back to what it was. Rather than me get upset with them, I'm like, listen, sweetheart, I love you so much. Just come here. Let me give you a hug. Let's talk about this. Do you see where I'm going with this? That peripheraling the energy will save your life. This is one of the most beautiful tactics that I use every single day. And anytime you're in a state of panic, right? Next time you're at the grocery store and someone is just coming closer and closer to you and you're like, what the heck is going on here? Why are they so breathing down my neck, right? Rather have that energy, for example, tell yourself peripheral the energy. Be like, what's going on here? Be like, oh, they're just anxious. They just want to get home. They're just tired. You know what I mean? Then it gets easier. So this is beautiful for you. All right, so 6 of Cups, 8 of Cups, Justice, and the Devil, which is what? Our ego. I see here right now a trade. Spirit is telling me trade your garbage and I will give you gold, which is trade fear and I will give you abundance. And trading that fear requires you, the 8 of Cups, to walk away from the old way of thinking, which is really the non-productive way of thinking. Old is good. Old school is the best school, but just leave the old way of thinking of just doing the same old, and getting the same results. And instead, 6 of Cups, you will be handsomely rewarded. Happiness, joy, and peace. In this case, more inner peace, more your inner child being happy. You know what I mean? Remember a time where you were young, creative, passionate, right? And again, being young is a mind state, right? So remember when you were, what did you do when you were a kid? Did you ever go outside and play? Did you build stuff? Did you build forts? Did you draw? Did you paint? Remember you didn't have a care in the world? Remember you're so optimistic? Remember I'll give you an example. When you were younger, say if something happened, did you have more of a optimistic outlook than say more of a, hardline approach as we do right now? So for example, say if our boss fires us right now, we'd be like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Really scared. But say if a little child was told, hey, I'm going to have to fire you, they'd probably be like, oh, okay, well, what should I do now? Right? It's more optimistic, more like, okay, now I'm not going to sit here, beat myself up. What's next? And that's the energy that I'm feeling, because Spirit's letting you know right now, there's still limiting beliefs and shadows there that have to get brought up. And this is just the old way of thinking, the non-productive way of thinking, I should say. And these shadows are really deep-rooted. And Spirit's trying to basically help you purge all these shadows out, because I do see your vibrations, everything changing for you. And I do see opportunities starting to present themselves. But your angels and guides are giving the download the message right now that it's essential that you put yourself in a vibration, a frequency, that when they present these opportunities to you, that you're able to capitalize on them, right? So it's one thing, for example, imagine if someone gives you a book and that book has all the knowledge you need in life. It'll teach you how to get rich. It'll teach you how to find your soulmate. It'll teach you how to be healthy. But imagine when they give you this book, it's written in a language where you can't read it. And that's the thing. When your angels and guides tell you to do something, invest in this, ask a person on a date, or do this, imagine when they give it to you, they're giving you a book. And in order to read that book, decode that information, you have to be able to be in a frequency that you're able to decode that info, right? And that frequency is always happiness, joy, abundance, euphoria. It's never any pain, anger, jealousy, hate, animosity. These are human filters, right? All those words, they didn't feel good. So right now it's like, let go of that energy, let go of pain, let go of doubt, let go of worry. It has not worked. It will never work. It is not fun. It's anything. It's just shocking and surprising. You don't want any of that. Instead, let in abundance, be optimistic. Remember when you were a kid? Remember when you were young? Remember when you used to do all those things, have fun? That's the energy we need from you. And that's what's going to change your life. And I do feel like Cancer, this is a prime moment in your life. to show Spirit that you welcome these changes in your life, you welcome this opportunity, and that you are not afraid of your ego, you're not afraid of limiting beliefs, you're not afraid of human programming, human filters. You want more, you deserve more, and you're using the affirmations, I am, opposed to am I, right? I am rich, I am going to meet my soulmate, opposed to am I going to be rich, am I going to be my soulmate? I am, that is you, and that's where the abundance will flow. All right, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you want to have your questions answered, write them down in the comment section. I love you. Until next time, ciao.